Like many of you, I'm sure, I have been incredibly disturbed by the rise of fascism and the continuation of racism in many places throughout the world. Though much good work has been done describing the strategies that Donald Trump, Boris Johnson, and others engage in, like how they come to be seen as legitimate, I find that understanding the methods used to combat racism and fascism to be just as crucial in forging a better future. Consequently, I decided to take a close look at one of the most celebrated actions of late, multiculturalism, which can be broadly defined as a social perspective committed to publicly recognizing many cultures and cultural identities. Though it is embraced by many scholars, some have noted its failure to recognize the emancipatory aims to which it purports. To explain this phenomenon, I studied a case study in depth, the small town of Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, that produces half of the fresh mushrooms for the entire United States. This is only possible by the employment of underpaid Latinx mushroom workers that suffer health and housing outcomes not felt by the general population. These outcomes include heightened rates of diabetes, hypertension, depression, lead in pipes, rodent and insect infestation, and many more. Local non-governmental organizations have attempted to address the issues with a multiculturalist-focused event. Despite 40 years of this process, housing and health conditions among the Latinx population have not improved. In order to understand this failure, I conducted 60 interviews with non-governmental organization officials and Latinx mushroom workers to see multiple perspectives on the issue. I also immersed myself in the area by carrying out a small-scale ethnography living in the town for 3 weeks. In this process, I learned that the multiculturalist approaches in the town have failed largely because they rely on floating signifiers, or conceptual frameworks completely detached from original meaning. At the multicultural festivals, authentic Mexican food is often served, usually prepared by the mushroom workers themselves. In response, NGO workers and landlords blame the Latinx mushroom workers for their corn-heavy foods and attracting cockroaches. The presentation of authentic dance groups flown in from Mexico actually leads NGO workers and landlords to refer to Latinx homeowners as a highly mystical culture who don't take COVID or science very seriously. In other words, multiculturalism's practice, solely recognizing aspects of people identities, is insufficient in curbing racist practices in Kennett Square. This research's main value is proposing conceptual framework to understand multiculturalism's failures in Kennett Square and elsewhere.